Hello and welcome back. I'm David Bianco. What a difference 36 hours makes. Boy, I never realized my episode 21 on the MOFI situation was going to be so popular or controversial. Let's cover what's happened since then next on The Sound of Safe and Sound, Texas. Well, the first thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you for the comments, the views, the subscriptions. I always ask for those at the end of my videos, and I always appreciate them, but I never expected the response that I got to this topic related to MOFI and whether there's any digital or what is their process that they're using. So again, I want to thank you all for your subscriptions, your views, and your likes and your comments. And I will get to the comments because I think that's important here in a minute. My background is a record collector and a music lover. I started collecting in 63. 1963, that is, just to be clear. And I'm 65 years old currently, so I've been doing this a while. And I got into audiophile in the latter 70s, and so I've been buying that as well. God knows it was a lot cheaper then, but did I know what I was getting into? Well, yes and no. I mean, I knew it sounded fabulous in the showrooms, and I had a lot of those original albums, and I could compare the two. And I thought, yeah, that's worth $17, to get a Crime of the Century by Supertramp that's dead quiet and sounds fabulous. I think I can do that. And I also bought imports. There was a company called Gem Imports. I have some Led Zeppelin OGs that I brought across, like Physical Graffiti. Yeah, I paid like $22, I think, for Physical Graffiti back then, the UK first press. So, I've been around the block. I'm no Michael Fremer, okay? I want to get that on the record right now, and I'm going to talk about Michael a bit because I did see his interview with Steve Westerman last night. I'm no Michael Fremer. I don't claim to be. He has been in an amazing cornucopia of events in his life that surpass almost anyone I know in the industry or I've watched or read. So, we're talking apples and oranges here. I'm just an average guy. I buy records, I buy equipment. I try not to spend a ton of money, but I do spend enough to where I can really enjoy it. And that's me. And that's all I am. I started doing some videos on Second Chance Records Group on Facebook and sold some vinyl at the same time to people out of my collection that I had a lot of duplication in. I talked about vinyl. I talked about pressings. I tried to entertain and teach some people some things, and it seemed appreciated. And so March 1st, I launched my channel. You can see my inaugural video right here, and it explains who I am and what I do. So, I'm not in this for anything but truth, justice, and the American way, as they used to say on Superman.
Why are you here? There must be a reason for you to be here.
Yes, I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
And that's all I really want to do, is to help you all in any way that I can. So that being said, the comments, really, really informative. A lot of people, really not a lot of negativity or, really just fair. And people that thought, why bother? Why does it matter? Hey, you're right. I get that. And I agree with you. I mean, I'm going to, at the end of the day, I'm listening to the sound. And that's what matters to me, right? So it's really more being part of the process, and being with a label this many years and seeing now that other labels who are newer are being very open. It just rings the bell in my mind that, hey, I don't know some things I really wish I knew about the MOFI pressings. That's it. And I showed you some old stuff that they used to tell you more about, and now they tell you less. Okay, those are facts. And to Michael and anyone else who kind of said, hey, you're bashing them, or you're being negative, or you're basically being irresponsible and spreading rumors. I'm asking a question that is being asked. And in the video last night with Steve Westerman, which I will link right here, Steve's a great guy. I've talked to him before. He himself said, hey, he knows this is out there. He knows, he's asked them the question. So I don't feel like I need to apologize for anything, frankly, and I won't. I mean, I'm sorry that it came to this. Michael shares the fact that MOFI said that they were going to release this a few weeks after the Hamburg show in terms of explaining the Thriller situation. Well, that didn't happen. Okay, no harm, no foul. You don't want to release it, that's fine. But okay, now we are where we are. Maybe you should have released it. Okay. So he even said that himself. He also said that he has it on a good source, that a spokesperson for Mobile Fidelity, that Thriller they will be using the original analog master tape. Those were his words. And he said, if I was lied to, that's a whole different thing. And he's right. So I respect Michael greatly. Michael, I respect the fact that you came out and said what you said. You're a journalist. I'm not a journalist. I don't feel that I have quite the same standards that I live up to. But truth is a standard. And I never said MoFi was doing this. I said, are they doing this? We know there's masters that are digital that start that way. The ones that started in the 80s and one since then. We know that's been in the mix for a while. Brothers in Arms, the Night Flag. Yeah, you're right. We know that. So that's not the question here. The question is, when there's an analog source, are they using it? That's it. That's the question. So all respect to you, Michael. And Steve, kudos to you for getting that interview and asking the tough questions. And kudos to you, Michael, for being transparent. And I respect that. And I will say this, I wish I wouldn't have had to do this video or had the inclination or feel the need to do it. I really wish they would have released that a few weeks after the Hamburg show, and we would have been past this. So, that's what I want to say about it. I really appreciate everything that you've done going forward. My channel is simple. You can see my video list. I do some simple videos. Sometimes they're too long. I never seem to shut up. Michael, man, you got a great sense of humor too, I might add. I love your sense of humor. It's very akin to myself. So keep it up. Many more years to you, Michael, in life and in the field. And you're always doing something new. I really give you a lot of credit in that regard. But I will be putting up some videos on talking about how an album is recorded, how the tape is the original source, and where there are copies that come off of that. I'll talk about what that is and why that is, just to give you all some background. So watch for that video here in a few days. In the meantime, again, if you hadn't liked or this video, please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you have any comments, please share them. Anything you'd like to hear about or understand better in layman's terms, I'll do my best to do that for you. So for now, thanks for watching The Sound of Safe and Sound Texas. Goodbye, everybody.